Good morning and welcome to the Unboring Bible Journey. And today is week 21, day 7. And let's get right to it. You're finishing up Chronicles. And there's so much that we could talk about. We could talk about how Solomon's temple is really David's temple and David designed the whole thing. Or we could talk about the extravagant gift that David gave at this end of his life that was so big. And then the people even exceeded beyond that and went beyond what David gave. And so we could talk about how the heart of a king or the character of a king, how it permeates the kingdom. We could talk about that. But the one thing I really want to talk about is a verse in 1 Chronicles 28:11 where it talks about the design that David had created for this temple that he was going to be built, and a place, specifically a room for the mercy seat. And the thing is, that word mercy doesn't actually occur in the phrase of the mercy seat, because the word is actually kaporet, and it actually means the covering, to cover. It was specifically the cover that was over the box that was called the Ark of the Covenant, or the box of the covenant, because in this box were the things that Moses placed that represented the covenant that God had made with the people of Israel. But on top of it, they were to put a kaporet, and that kaporet was supposed to have two cherubim facing each other, right? Because this is where the presence of God sat, right in the Holy of Holies. So why do we call it the mercy seat? Well, that kaporet word is based on the Hebrew word kapar, and it actually means to cover. See, this was the seat of covering, because the high priest would come into the Holy of Holies once a year to sprinkle the blood of animals to cover the people until the perfect sacrifice could be made, an atonement of the perfect bridge between God and man could be established. So once a year, the priest went in and sprinkled blood on the kapar, the covering for humanity for the next year. The other thing that you might find interesting is that wherever the presence of the Lord is, there are cherubim. From here, from in Isaiah, in Jeremiah, anytime that we see the presence of the Lord appear, we see that there are cherubim. And since the presence of the Lord sat on the top of the box, there were cherubim there. Hope you find that interesting. Have a good day. Bye-bye.